Friends, sometimes you see tables. On the left you have different things written, and on the top you have different things written. And in the table you keep multiplying on the word on the left with the quantity on the top. And you multiply and you keep getting the answers. So the tarot cards can also be so easy to understand. The thing that you need to remember is the keyword for the numbers, starting from aces, twos, threes, straight down to 10. And then the 4 suits, that is the wands, cups, pentacles, swords, those keywords. And then you keep multiplying. So here what are we multiplying? We are multiplying the keyword for force, stability with the keyword for wands, that is fire, work, action, passion, karma. Aum Friends, welcome to our channel Zazen Tarot Space. We have already accomplished a lot of videos. You have seen the basic difference between the different kinds of cards. You have understood the structure of the tarot deck, how many cards are there in the tarot deck. Then you have seen how the different kinds of cards, namely the major, the minor and the court cards, how they are different, what they tell about life. You have also gotten a brief introduction to what the Fool's Journey is. Then you have understood, you've started on the number series where you have seen what the aces mean, what the twos mean, what the threes mean, what means when they get reversed. And in the minor arcana also you've seen individual 12 cards, namely the 4 aces, the 4 twos and the 4 threes, what each of these cards mean. Friends, I hope you're understanding, and I'm sure you're very excited about learning new cards and learning how to read tarot. So in the beginning the process seems a little slow, but now you have already learnt the meanings of a considerable number of cards. So in the beginning of when I'd started the course also, I had asked you guys to start to familiarize yourselves with the cards, to look at the cards as often as possible. I had also given some tips on as to how to make it simpler for you to familiarize yourself with the cards and memorize the meanings, the basic bare minimum keywords that need to be remembered. I will come back to this to the end of the class. From this class onwards, we will also get small little assignments, homeworks, which you can do so that you can understand how to read the tarot cards more easily, more fluently, because it does get a little boring to just be memorizing the meanings of cards. So from this class onwards, we'll start with little tiny homework exercises, home assignments, which will help you to stay excited, get a feeling that you're reading, prepare yourself to read complete spreads. These exercises will help you in all that. So I will give you a small homework exercise at the end of this class, and then I will keep giving you small homework exercises in between as and when required. So the card that we have brought for you today is a very beautiful to look at card. That is the 4 of Wands. Let's first and foremost look at the card before trying to understand anything else. It is the 4 of Wands, so obviously we see 4 upright wands here. We see a beautiful garland on the top of the 4 wands tied, and of course wands are about growth. So we do see these little leaves and little shoots kind of things coming out on the top of the wands. Then we see that the garland is tied to the wands, and we see that through the wands, the wands are almost as though forming a kind of a gateway or an entrance, and through that we see two ladies kind of almost in an inviting gesture, almost as though welcoming us and saying, oh yes, come here. That is the kind of body language that they have. They're holding flowers or bouquets or something like that, which looks beautiful in their hands, and they're waving it, and they're kind of calling out to whosoever is on the other side of the card. They're dressed in the typical robes, long flowing robes, which are seen in almost all human figures in the entire Rider-Waite tarot deck. So long flowing robes and kind of a shawl or something like that on top. And in the background, we see a building with a few, kind of a conical roofed structures, which may be churches. They could be churches, or they look like old constructions. The moment you look at the card, friends, you get a very positive and a happy and an inviting, celebrative kind of feeling. But what are we celebrating here, friends? We had discussed when we studied the fours, the significance of the fours in the tarot deck. When we saw that video in the number series, we understood the Fool's journey starting from the first, that is the number 1 of the major arcana and aces, to the number 2 card of the major arcana and twos, and the number 3 card of the major arcana and threes. If you have missed that video, and if you want to get some more information, you can go to the video in the number series called as the significance of the fours in the tarot reading. So in that we have understood how the Fool has progressed from the seeds in the aces to the decisions in the twos and to the growth and development in the threes. Now when the decision has been taken in the twos, and whatever decision has been taken in the twos, that has been acted upon in the threes in order to grow and develop that direction of action, thought, emotions, etc. as per the suit, whatever the suit may be. Then when we come to the fours, we had discussed in the same lecture that the fours, the keyword for the fours is stability. Stability, because after growing and developing something in the threes, now we have achieved a certain amount of success in growing it, and in it has grown to a stage where we have achieved a certain amount of stability, constancy. Now, when we talk about fours, we say the keyword is stability. Similarly, when we had talked about wands in our lecture on the significance of wands, we had seen that wands are all about fire, work, action, passion, our karma. We had also seen that the major arcana card, which is the card number, it is the 5th card, but the number on top of it is 4. So that card, the Emperor card, signifies the father figure, which further translates into stability into the minor arcana, originating from the Emperor as the fours. Now let us see how all of this information and the keywords that we have understood, how they match up and what they tell us about the Four of Wands. Friends, understanding cards, sometimes you see tables. On the left you have different things written, and on the top you have different things written. And in the table you keep multiplying on the word on the left with the quantity on the top. And you multiply and you keep getting the answers. The tarot cards can also be so easy to understand. The thing that you need to remember is the keyword for the numbers, starting from aces, twos, threes, straight down to 10. And then the 4 suits, that is the wands, cups, pentacles, swords, those keywords. And then you keep multiplying. So here what are we multiplying? We are multiplying the keyword for force, stability, with the keyword for wands, that is fire, work, action, passion, karma. So what happens when we have seen the progress in the Ace of Wands, 2 of Wands, 3 of Wands comes into 4 of Wands, and these two things are multiplied? We see stability with respect to work. So whatever energy we had put into our karma, our action, obviously when you put energy into something, you're passionate about it, that is why you put energy into it. So whatever energy had been put into that has now borne fruit. So what happens? You have stability in the in whatever work you have been doing, you have developed a stable work environment. So whenever you have something like that, then what happens? You have achieved stability, you will obviously want to celebrate. So you are celebrating whatever stability has been achieved. So the 4 of Wands is about achieving stability, it is about celebration. Now it is about various kinds of celebrations. Which are these kinds of celebrations? That we can see on the card. It looks like somebody is welcoming us, so there is a celebration related to homecoming. This is a card of homecoming. It is a card of inviting someone to your home or entering your own new home. So it could be a housewarming ceremony. What else could it be? When we talk about home, obviously we talk about marriages, and vice versa. When we talk about marriages, we talk about home. So this is also a card of marriage. Also, if you remember, the 4s originate from the Emperor. We had already seen the Empress in the 3rd, in the number Empress and the number 3s, and now we are seeing Emperor and number 4. So around this time is the right time for marriage to come in. We see this as a card of marriage, which the garland on top very clearly signifies. Also, the structure of the buildings in the background, which could be a church, probably suggestively, can also be about, can also signify marriage. Now, these garlands, which are upheld by the 4 wands, also signify, friends, when you construct something, you construct a building, these kind of 4 wands give a suggestion of that the foundation of the building is laid, the first floor is laid and garlanded. So this is a very strong indication that whatever it is that had begun, the foundation for that is laid, the stability is achieved, the foundation is completed, finished, and now it is ready to be developed further. It is not as though the entire building is developed. It's a very strong indication that the foundation is laid, and when this card comes up in the positive, then it signifies this. But the moment the card is negative, then it means that the querent needs to be warned that yes, the foundation is laid, but do not be over ambitious or over anxious or whatever. Don't think that the entire thing has been finished, all your work is finished. Do not be so excited that you let go of the rest of the project. So this card, when it comes up in a negative manner, that is surrounded by negative cards or in a negative position or reversed, then it comes as a warning that please be careful. You have to complete the entire project. Now, when the foundation is laid, obviously again celebration. So that's a third reason for celebration, for having accomplished your first phase of whatever you were developing. Now, when we talk about home, family and marriage, there are additional meanings to this card. Which are those meanings? Harmony, peace, prosperity. Yeah. All of these things are expected and desired when you have a happy marriage and a happy family, and a happy home. So everything that is related to happy family, happy marriage, etc. is depicted here. Things like unexpected good fortune, yeah, increase in positivity, beauty, beautifying your home, decorating your home. Sometimes, in addition to the marriage card, this is definitely referred to as the marriage card. Sometimes it can also represent solidifying a relationship in ways other than marriage, or else it could mean a baby coming up. Sometimes, not always, friends. Then, when we are talking about celebration, it is about rejoicing over happy events. Then there can be additional meanings. For example, you're celebrating an anniversary or a milestone or a special time. Of course, you're reflecting on accomplishments. You're taking part in a ceremony, or you're recognizing your own success or the success of a family member, or you're congratulating someone or being congratulated about having achieved your job or something well done. Then it is also about feeling excited, feeling jubilant, being surprised or thrilled, because all of these things come in with this card. Then, in general, this card, when it comes up in general circumstances sometimes and there is no particular celebration or occasion, then what it means is that it is a happy card. So if unhappy times have been persisting in a querent's life, then it shows that now happy times will begin. So you are escaping unhappy circumstances. You're cutting loose of whatever negativity was there and you're letting go of limitations. Now is the time to break free of bonds and fly high. Open yourself to new possibilities. Now, we had also discussed opposing cards and reinforcing cards. We have understood, friends, that opposing cards are those cards which are opposite in their meanings, and reinforcing cards are those cards which are similar in meaning. When we look at opposing cards, Four of Wands is signifying happy things, freedom. Devil signifies bondage and lack of freedom. So they are opposing cards. Ten of Wands is about burdens. It is being in an oppressive situation. And Four of Wands is about being liberated. Similarly, Four of Wands and Four of Cups, even though they are both fours, they are opposite in meaning. Why? Because Four of Wands is about happiness and celebration, whereas Four of Cups is about lack of excitement, a kind of feeling flat and feeling apathetic. Six of Swords is also about a kind of a depression, nothing to celebrate. Eight of Swords is about restriction, lack of freedom. So all these cards, friends, are in some way or the other opposite in meaning to the Four of Wands. Now, reinforcing cards, Three of Cups. There is excitement, there is celebration, high spirits, just about everything which is there in Four of Wands. Two of Pentacles. This is also about having fun and a kind of excitement and parties. So again, a reinforcing card. So I hope, friends, that I have been able to explain to you what Four of Wands is all about and how it progresses in the journey of the Fool and how it progresses in the journey of the Wand suit. There are many journeys, friends. Within the tarot deck, there are many journeys. There's the Fool's journey, and then you have the journey of each individual suit in the minor arcana. There's a journey of the major arcana. Friends, I had also told you that I will be giving you a small assignment. So, some time back I had asked you to just familiarize yourself with the various cards, and I had also suggested that you start to take out one card daily. So today's assignment is a slightly more formalized kind of a homework for the same thing. What you will do is that you will start with yourself. Friends, you know yourself the best. If I were to say who is the one person whose thoughts you know completely, I cannot say you know your thoughts completely, but at least I can say you are the one person whose thoughts you know the most. Any other person's thoughts, it is not so easy to know. Similarly for emotions, actions and life. Yes, even your material situation. You know your situation best, your circumstances best. That is why whenever you begin something predictive, you start with yourself. At this stage, do not indulge in reading for your family or friends. So what you will do is that you can pick up your tarot deck and you can start pulling out one card at a time daily. At this stage, you keep one fixed question. For example, your question could be, what will my day be like today? Or else your question could be, what will my mood be like today? What will my emotions be like today? Take one constant question for approximately 1 week and keep drawing out one card daily. The reason why I'm asking you to keep one constant question is that you will see how different cards come up in response to the same question, and when you see different cards repeatedly in response to the same question, you will be able to analyze and it will become simpler. You will see what different cards can mean in response to the same question. Second thing, why am I asking you to keep a daily record that what will things be like today? Because whatever card you pull up today, you will remember till tomorrow. Also, you will remember the question, and also whatever happens today, you will remember. Not even tomorrow, you just need to remember it for today. So in the morning, you think of the question, you pull out one card, and in the night, you think before sleeping. Is this card which I pulled up signifying whatever the answer to my question was? How is it doing so? Also, pull out the card, look at the card. Sometimes you will see something in the card which will signify something for you in response to that question. This way you'll be able to see additional meanings of the cards. Yes, friends? You will not have to, really challenge your memory that, okay, I had asked this question 2 months back. What was the card that I had pulled 2 months back, and did that card really signify? Was I able to predict correct or not? These are little exercises. You will get instant answers and you will see instant predictions, and you will see how your predictions improve. Now, to begin with, you start with one card and one question. Gradually, you can move up in terms of number of questions. Don't move up in terms of number of cards right now until we start with spreads. Okay? Now, keywords here, key things to remember. 1, do it for yourself, not for friends and family to begin with. Why? Because you know yourself the best, so do it for yourself, firstly. Secondly, do not have the attitude that, oh, this is the meaning of the card, so this means this. No, a card has multiple meanings and it may be trying to tell you something different. You will have to identify which meaning is being spelled out here. Which meaning is the card universe trying to tell you? So keep an open mind. And the best way to keep an open mind is to remove all thoughts and look at the card and try and absorb intuitively that, okay, this is what the card is trying to tell me. Do not try to add your meanings to the card. You have to be receptive to what the card and the universe is trying to tell you. Also, try and be non-judgmental. Learn how to become a medium by removing yourself out of the way. Allow the cards to do the talking. You be receptive. Fine, friends? So this is a very small exercise. Start with this. After a week or a few days, you can change your question. Now, another thing is, change the questions in terms of what will I feel today? So, or what will be my predominant feeling today? You will gradually start to understand how the same cards can mean different things when you're talking about feelings, The same cards can mean different things when you're talking about thoughts. The same cards can mean different things when you're talking about relationships. For example, if you, for 1 week, you keep asking, how will my relationships be today? Next week, you ask, how will my work be today? You may pull up the same Two of Cups in the first week and in the second week, and they will mean two different things. So one thing is understanding the meaning of the cards. Another thing is understanding what the card is telling you in response to the question. So bear this in mind. At this stage, you feel free. You can either pick up only those cards which we have covered till now and you know the meanings of. Alternatively, you can take the entire deck, or you can pick up as many cards as you want to, you are comfortable with. The aim is to familiarize yourself with the cards. As you keep getting confident, keep adding more cards. Right now, if you're comfortable only with 12 cards, pick up only those 12 cards. The universe will tell you something through those 12 cards. Once you've finished with all the 4s and you feel you're comfortable with 16 cards, expand to 16 cards. Once you've finished with all the minor arcana, you feel you're comfortable with 40 cards, pick up 40 cards. Pick up, start small. Don't worry, you will get there. We will get there. All the best, friends. Now from here, we will move on to our Four of Cups.